Hello to the amazing people, and welcome to something special. Today I'm gonna be showcasing a game very dear to me. It is Card Survival Fantasy Forest, developed and published by Winter Spring Games. It's an early access game right now in the 067 version. It's a simulation survival game that was released in early access on the 28th of February 2025, and since then the developers have been tirelessly working to make this game amazing. Honestly, I think this is by far the best survival game I ever played. Nothing comes even close. And let me show you why. We're gonna go and we're gonna jump in and we're gonna create a new character. I have a character here ready with a portrait. And it's gonna be a tiny trapper in a big forest. Nothing super complicated. So this video is intended for anyone who wants to take a first look at this game and be like, is this something I can get into? So I'm just gonna do like a nice, clean, simple build. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the possibilities, but I don't want to go too much into details. So if you're interested about the details, you can ask in the comments. I'm gonna be very happy to answer. So right now we have like one pre-made character with like a fully fleshed out story and a victory condition. That's going to be the huntsman. The witch will be releasing at some point. Then we got ways. These are more simple characters which with various archetype playstyles like trapping, farming, hunting. And then you can also create a custom character. That's what we're going to be doing today. Right now I already have one custom character here, Aurora. And this is kind of an advanced run because it's using an like a pretty complex mechanic. We have a companion, and it's like a new feature, and it's still being like polished and fleshed out. It's kind of really cool and deep. But for today, we're just gonna have one character. This is like the true fundamental experience that we've been enjoying for like well over a year. But yeah, companions, it's something you can unlock after playing for a bit, and yeah, it's gonna enrich in your game. Right, we're gonna go and edit the character, show the character creator here a little bit. So yeah, we have like 6 different categories. The first category has to do with like your sex. So we're gonna choose like just something relatively standard. Female organs. We can choose if we're gonna have high or low estrogen, high or low testosterone. This game is like a relatively deep, complex simulation with characters having a load of stats, and like anything you pick here will affect character in one way or the other. So like I don't know. High estrogen increases empathy and female physical traits. Okay, this is more like kind of immersion kind of thing. I think high testosterone will give you like better fighting things, but game's not like, hey, I'm gonna give you all the numbers. Numbers are kind of hidden under the hood, but things kind of like just work. Like if you make a big bulky character, it's gonna feel like a big bulky character. It's a little bit hard to explain, but like it just kind of works, you know. Okay, so we're gonna choose female organs. Now we're gonna get into something a little bit more understandable. So we're gonna choose a very short stature here. Dramatically decreases your size and combat reach, decreases caloric needs, and enhances stealth capabilities. So this character is gonna suck at combat. We're gonna be making a trapper. That means that we're gonna be avoiding conflicts with animals. We're gonna be trapping them instead. Right, okay, so we're gonna choose very short stature. We're just a tiny person. We're gonna have normal weight, so you can start with extra weight, high weight, low weight, very low weight. As you eat or not eat, your weight will go up or down. Of course, if it goes too much down, you will starve and die. So yeah, eating kind of important. Then we can be athletic, fit. Let's put like, let's have light skin. There we go. More susceptible to sun damage. This game is like very forestry though, so I don't think that's really a danger. And I'm gonna have fine features, increases facial harmony, improving general attractiveness. Now there's also like some like things you can unlock, like as you play. And as you survive days and months and years, you will unlock these special meta currencies that you can use to unlock some additional things that you can put in your character. It's kind of nice. It gives you a nice goal to work towards. To definitely not needed to do well in the game. So I'm not gonna take anything really OP for this character to be powerful, and we should still be fine. Then we got psychological traits. Some of the most powerful things in the game are here. For example, you can be optimistic, like never be down, always be happy. Like no matter what's going on, you're gonna be like happy. You can be like brave, nothing can scare you. You can be like I don't know, a meat lover or a salad lover, like enjoy eating different types of foods. But yeah, I think we're just gonna keep it nice and vanilla here. Let's grab same-sex attraction. This is probably not gonna be important since we're not playing with a partner, but you know, let's just pick some more perks because why not? Then we got psychological, uh, physiological. Sorry, my bad. You can have a strong immune system, weak immune system. This will actually impact the game quite a bit, like how fast you get sick or not get sick, how much you can tolerate pain, like how often and how much you can eat, like how often do you need to poop, or maybe you don't like pooping at all in your games. You can choose infinite bowels then. How often do you need to drink? How longer do you need to pee? Can you eat vegetables or not? Carnivore can't eat vegetables. Herbivore can't eat meat. Here also you're not gonna choose anything. I'm gonna go to the situational. I will see. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Anything interesting here? So here's where you choose your partner if you want to play with a partner, but like I said, it's kind of an advanced feature. It would be really complex. Like it would take 1 hour just to explain how the partner works and all of that. And you want to jump in and start playing. You can start in spring. Spring starts interesting. Like you have more time to prepare for the winter, but it's kind of cold when you start. So maybe not the best. Nothing here, nothing here. We're gonna choose so here are the professions, like what kind of skills you start with. You can be like good at making flint tools, at archery, at spear fighting, at tracking animals, at attacking enemies first. You can be a trapper, like increase your chances of trapping animals. You can be a weaver, good at making clothes. A smith, good at making tools. A vacant, this is something special. I'm going to go into that. Butcher, farmer. So this is what we're going to play. Just something nice, simple, and vanilla. I think this will showcase the game in the best way, like without like an OP perk that makes it super easy or anything like that. So yeah, this will be mostly just cosmetic. I think so will this and this. Very short stature. This means we'll need to eat less, but we'll also be very weak in combat, so we have to avoid it. Like I guess these two are basically the defining traits of this character, like a very short trapper in a big forest. Halea, a female. I like playing female characters for some reason. I don't know why. I think like female characters are pretty cute. This thumbnail, like this was hand drawn a while ago, but it's not really used in the game. But like I use it as my portrait very often, and it looks a little bit low resolution here. But when we enter the game, it's gonna look much better. Okay, so there's 3 modes of playing. So this game can be pretty brutal, and like there's a lot of things to explore and a lot of dangers to run into. Also, it is still in early access, so bugs can happen. So it's kind of important to protect yourself. How to best protect yourself? Play on safe mode. Check mode, plus you can manually save at any point. So you can save your game and load whenever you like. I encourage you not to do it because it's gonna trivialize things, but I think it's good to be able to, just in case. There's also checkpoint mode, which is basically like no manual saving, but the game gets saved like every day. And I think maybe a week and a month as well. And then we got realistic mode, no checkpoints, no loading, just like in real life. So this is like a hardcore mode. I would say avoid unless you really have problems with like you know, determination of not saving and loading. If you can help yourself, you need something to protect you from doing that, well then I guess you can do this. But like I would wait for 1.0 release at least until the game is like perfectly stable and polished. But you will see there's not gonna be any issues. They're pretty rare. So we're gonna play on safe mode just in case, and we're gonna jump into the game. And yeah, I can see that portrait looks much better now. And yeah, we can finally talk why I like this game so much. First of all, it's a turn-based game. Everything happens, well, most of things happen in 15-minute incrementals, and some things take 3 minutes to do as well. There's also minute ticks. And I like it because it's nice, chill, and cozy, and you can really think about what's gonna be your next step. If you're not a big fan of turn-based games, if you're like a big action gamer, like you probably like might not find here what you're looking for. But if you like strategic, tactical, turn-based games and survival games and simulations, this should be a perfect fit for you. So like those are like what did I say? 5 things that would really, really well describe this game. So like simulation, survival, turn-based, tactical strategy. Well, not really like tactical strategy, like I make a factory in some tanks and like, no, it's more like what's gonna be my next step, what's my long-term goal, how am I gonna prepare for the winter, that kind of tactical strategy thing. Right, so here we are in the forest. So let's go through the interface a little bit. Like I said, this is intended for like new players, like those who are looking into the game and want to see if this game is for them. So those who are bored, you should go and check out my other playlist that I'm already playing. Right. So yeah, so here we have our character on the left side. We have 4 tabs. We have equipment, wounds, magic, and the character, the perks we chose. Here, this button opens up the stats. There's a lot of them. I'm not gonna really go into it. This is more like a proof that like the game tracks a lot of different things inside the game, and most of the time you don't really have to worry about this. Like if there's something wrong, it will pop up here. So this is like the main status screen. Here you can see what's going on right now, like what's happening with your character and like what's happening around you. So right now it's dark, so we start the game at 10 p.m. in the evening. There is a new moon out. There's normal water level, so there's some river flowing and like water is not being crazy or anything like that. We are shivering because we are cold. I mean, we are naked in the middle of the forest. It is summer though. And then we got some stats here. So here in the red one, here is where like stats which you need to pay attention to will show up. You can also click to them and read about it. So your body's internal temperature, when high you risk dehydration and heat stroke, when low you risk frostbite and hypothermia and have a higher chance to catch a cold. So we definitely don't want to be shivering. Here you can see some like threats that might be happening to us, and like you can see here, like for example, upper respiratory infection. Okay, what's that? You click on it, you can pin it if you like, and then you can keep track of it. A common disease affecting the nose and throat. Symptoms include a sore throat, nasal congestion, and huffing and coughing fits. So basically this is like light flu or something like that. So this will go up if you are cold over time. But you don't have to have it pinned. This thing will show up on by its own if it starts to get out of hand. So the game will try to communicate to you like, how do you feel? Then we got like sanctuary. This is like how protected we feel. We got hunger. This one's kind of important, like how hungry we are. If you're hungry, your character will get grumpy. Also kind of important, like this will allow you to eat more or less. So this is just hunger. This is not your weight. This is your weight. So we start with 70% weight. These are the body reserves. And yeah, if it gets too low, it will impact various things. You will just not function as well. What you would expect, really. Immune system, stamina will gradually suffer and eventually die of organ failure. So basically, you don't want the weight to drop to 0. That is one of the loose conditions in the game. Then we got the comfort, how comfortable we feel. Yeah, how good we feel. Well, we are naked and a little bit hungry, so not really comfortable right now. Hopefully we can fix that over time. And then we got focus. So basically this is like how you feel about the flow of the day. This one's kind of hard to explain. It decreases with repetitive tasks and increases with varied activities or leisure. Has a direct effect on your well-being and stress levels. And then finally, the well-being. This is like how good you feel. And yeah, at the start of the game, the most important ones to focus on will be hunger and cold. And these other ones, like psychological things, you will need to set things up and take good care of yourself, get some clothing, eat some nice food, and then those stats will improve as well. So how do you play the game? So in the right side of the screen, okay, there's a couple more buttons. This one's for blueprints. These are stuff you can build. We're gonna talk about that soon. This is the journal. Here's where usually the quest would be if you pick a character which has them. Here you can see the time of the day and the season. The season's gonna be the leaf. That's summer. Doesn't say though. That would be nice if it did, but okay. And then we have the main part of the game, which is like 3 rows here. The top row is a location row. So this is the location you're at right now and the things you can interact with, like a clearing, a river, an oak tree, small tree, reed patch, and the nettle patch. Then you have the middle row. These are like the various items on the ground that you can like pick up and place down. You can either drag and drop with left mouse button, or like just right click to move them from your inventory into the middle row. And then there's your inventory. This is the stuff you're carrying. As you're putting stuff in your inventory, you can see here your weight going up. This yellow exclamation mark means that you're slowed down. This red exclamation mark means that you're really slowed down. The game even tells you. And then if you take even more, you're not going to be able to move at all. Yeah, so you have to keep track of that. Right. So we start with some basic supplies here. We got some wood and twigs, which we can make the fire with. We have some stones, which we can use to make some sharpened stones with. Games like very, very explorationally. Like you pick up a card, and then if you can interact with another card, it's gonna glow. And yeah, I guess your first goal, like, what would you do if you were in the forest right now? Like a lot of it comes down to that. It's like a very immersive experience. It's like, okay, I'm in the middle of the forest. I'm very cold. So what do I want to do? And yeah, you want to make a campfire, right? Like if you grab every single item, you will see what glows. So here that glows, here that glows, here nothing glows, here that glows, here nothing glows. So basically you go ahead and just experiment. So like, I don't know, you can maybe combine these two and see what happens. Oak wood, prepare fire, confirm. There's also blueprints. So blueprints are various things you can build. They are ordered in a bunch of tabs. So we got survival, construction, hunting, tailoring, metal and clay, farming, magic, and basically here you can search for anything in the game right now. So these are the things we can build right now. We can build all the traps because we started as a trapper. We can build a simple bed, and we can build a campfire, basically. So you build them by choosing them here in the blueprint tab, and then you need to place down resources. So for the campfire, you need wood and some twigs, so you can drag and drop those, and then you can build it. Or there is a very, very handy button here, autofill. This will automatically fill up the blueprint with any resources that fit. Sometimes different kind of resources will fit in a slot, so you'll maybe want to manually do it to use one or the other. Like for example, it's important when it comes to tools and stuff. But for the campfire, there's only gonna be 2 fits, so yeah, this button works. This button is an amazing button. Makes things so much simpler, especially if you have a lot of stuff and it's hard to find what you're looking for. Just click the button and you can do it. Right, so we're gonna make a campfire. It's gonna make a nice and warm, right? Well, wrong. Well, you need to start it. So how do we start it? Well, can be lit with tinder, provided it has enough fuel. So we're gonna need some way to make tinder. And yeah, and the only other thing we can really do is we can combine stone with a heavy stone. So can be used as a hammer, sharpened on a heavy stone, or fired on a kiln to make quicklime. So these are important. Like reading what things are will give you a nice idea what you can do. Or you can just like experiment and restart and yeah, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna combine stone and a heavy stone to make a sharpened stone. Ideal for traps, can also be used to sharpen other stones fired in a kiln to make a quicklime. Alright, let's combine these two together. There we go. Sharpened stone, a basic cutter or scraper for simple tasks. So we made a sharpened stone, and this thing lit up here, blueprints. So we're gonna go here to blueprints, and we're gonna check what is glowing and why. So we can go to research, and here we can see that we can research a hand drill. Hand drill, well, some of you might know, some of you might not know, but this is how you make tinder. It's like a thing where you take a stick and then you like spin it really fast on some lightable material until it starts on fire. And then we also unlock the blueprint for the sharpened stone. You can also do it through the blueprint. So yeah, many of these interactions that you can just do normally will also be available through blueprints as well. Now, if we hover the sharpened stone over the tweaks, we can see here it's gonna say craft hand drill. So we don't even need to research it. Okay, there is also a stone axe that we could research. Okay. So you can actually just make it. So this is the exploratory part of the game. Sometimes you're gonna miss those. Sometimes you're just gonna think really hard for an hour, and then you're gonna be like, I have an idea. I could make a hand drill. And sometimes you're gonna discover things yourself, like as a player. You're gonna be like, oh, interesting. I can interact the sharpened stone with a twig. What do I get? A hand drill. Okay, let's see what that is. And boom, it's a hand drill, a basic tool for fire making. Can start fires by using it on tinder, like fiber, shavings, or dry leaves. Okay. This might seem like all very like, but how do I figure it out? Isn't that a little bit too hard maybe? Like, is this really something that I feel comfortable with? Well, have no fear. The game does have a little bit of guidance in the game, and that's the huntsman character. So if you feel like just like an open survival experience where you go out and just explore things yourself is a little bit too much for you, you can actually like play a huntsman character, which was made like some kind of like a tutorial character. Really, it's a really powerful character with a lot of perks, and the huntsman actually does have a journal. And here in the journal, there are like, it's like a guide. It basically tells you do this, combine that, put that together, and like basically step by step it teaches you like everything you need to do in order to survive. So for example, these 5 steps here explain step by step exactly what you need to do in order to like well, get the campfire going, right? And then once you finish one quest, another quest will unlock. So yeah, if you're like super new and want to be guided and want like a tutorial experience, then the huntsman's the character for you. So the closest thing to the tutorial character right now in the game. But like, I don't know, like for this game and the previous game in the installment of card survival, the tropical island, like I feel like there is some charm about figuring things out yourself. Of course, you would pick yourself, you would decide for yourself what feels better for you. Like, do you want more like a tutorial experience, or do you want like a freely explorable experience like here that we're doing with Halea now? Like, and I don't know, like personally, I prefer exploring. I prefer figuring out things on my own, as long as the game seems fair, as long as the things make sense. So does it make sense to take a hand drill and like the only thing that lights up is some leaves, and then you do it, and then you get some tinder, and then you put tinder on a campfire, and now all of a sudden the whole game lights up and everything's nice and bright, and there's a cozy fire burning, a crackling campfire, good for cooking food and warming yourself up. And there's this nice button here that says warm up. We can extinguish campfire, that we're not gonna do that. We can take embers or take all items, that's not working right now, we can revisit it later. Basically for this you need enough fuel that was burned out, and this is just to take items out that you put on it. So yeah, the only option here really is warm up, unless you wanna turn it off and then have to make another tinder. That wouldn't be very efficient now, would it? So we're gonna warm up. So right now we are shivering, we are cold, we're gonna click this button, we're gonna spend 15 minutes at the campfire, and now we are comfortable. We are no longer cold. Isn't that just wonderful? Okay, so I'm gonna place the hand drill next to the leaves. When you take things out and place them down again, like the order kind of gets messed up. But if you wanna keep the order, what you can do is you can go and pin all the cords in place. And I really like doing that. There you go. And because now if you take out all the wood or spend it all, let's say, on putting it on a campfire, then when you put it back, it's gonna go into the slot. So basically this slot is reserved for the wood now. So this game has a lot of quality of life things. Like, it's really hard for me to play anything else in the survival genre these days, because once you get used to some things, it's really hard not to play without them. It's kind of crazy. Right, so we have the fire going. So the fire has some nice smell. This is fragrance. This will increase how comfy you are. It has fuel. This is how much wood it has. Once it runs out, it's gonna turn itself off. And then we have charcoal. Over time, it's gonna slowly generate coal. And once there's enough, you can actually take it out. And then there's some stuff you can do with it. All that good stuff. So yeah, a lot of cars have these like durabilities, right? Like values attached to them. Like for example, a stone has a durability which says like how many times you can use it before it gets broken and you need to make another one. Yeah, this is lighting up again. I'm gonna check it out. Okay, so since we made a hand drill by interacting cards, now it's available in the blueprints. So you can do it through here if you like. So you don't have to look for your twigs. All right, let's research something. Let's research a stone axe. So research happens independently of whatever else you're doing, so you don't have to worry about that. We are hungry though, but it's like middle of the night. There's not much we can do, so it's probably we wanna go and sleep. We're gonna make an improvised bed. Yeah, right. So that's gonna take the leaves from the ground and place it automatically in the bed. You can also do it yourself, of course. 30 minutes to do it. Bam. Increases well-being, focus, and insulation while sleeping on it. Needs some daily maintenance. Add blankets, skins, or bedding materials for improved effect. So basically, it's like a very, very basic thing to sleep on, better than sleeping on the ground. Actually, it has inventory. So once you get access to some blankets, you can put them in here, and that will improve your sleeping experience. Right, so you can nap, sleep, or you can dismantle. Dismantle means like take it apart, basically. You get some materials back. Right, so we got a campfire, we got an improvised bed. So we made a campfire, maybe we made a hand drill, we made an improvised bed. We are researching the axe. The traps, like usually these wouldn't be available. Maybe the first one would. So we're not really gonna do this yet. These need like lots of materials and you need a good idea where we're gonna place them. So maybe we don't do it yet, we'll see. Then we got tailoring. So here's where you can make all kinds of clothing and like stuff from leather and things to support that. Basically like anything to do with like cloth making, leather making, stuff like that. So here we got things out of clay and metal. Here we got farming, like gardens, fields, like enclosures for animals, their feed. Then we got the magic. So this game is very spiritual. Like, it's not like high medieval magic. I'm gonna shoot a lightning bolt or a fireball at you. It's more like there are these spirits living in the forest, and as you do activities, like the spirits might become interested in you, and that's tracked through a stat called affinity. So for example, like if you're warming by the fire a lot and you're interacting with the fire, you might gather enough affinity to be able to build a pyre. And then you can use the pyre to attract a fire spirit, for example, and then the fire spirit can do like some nice things for you. So basically, like there's a little bit of like you can't just like do magic from day one, but it's there. Like the game's pretty clear that magic exists and you can build towards it, and it's just something like you invest time in and then it gives you like some nice benefits. There's a lot of different spirits in the forest, like from fish spirits, lake spirits, fire spirits, wind spirits, frost spirits, like earth spirits, like a lot. My favorite is probably the earth one because I really like to garden and it can help heal your plants. But yeah, there's cool spirits around. So it is like this spiritual fantasy whimsical experience, and I think it works pretty well. And I think the game looks very beautiful. Like the interface is a little bit blocky. Like it's like these rectangular cards. So it's not like you're walking around through the real world. Everything's done through cards. Hence the name, Card Survival, right? And it works pretty good. But I think regardless of that, it looks very beautiful. Everything in the game is hand drawn. nothing, absolutely nothing is AI generated. And like these days, that's kind of becoming rare. Like yesterday, I was looking through some games. I wanted to play a nice game, and like every second or third game is like a disclaimer, like art, music, blah blah, made by AI. Fine, you know, like I'm not gonna go into it right now. I think a lot of us appreciate it when we do it ourselves. Like, I think we would like the AI to do physical labor for us and that we do creative things. That's the future I think I would prefer to see. Now, different people might have different affinities, but that's mine. So, yeah, I'm very happy to say that this game is like there's no AI. Like AI is not being used for anything, not even for templating, not even for like putting together design ideas, like nothing. Like, and because of that, all the cars look very consistent. Like they are always in the same style, and I think it works pretty well. It's pretty expensive, but slows down development a lot, and but it's pretty beautiful. There's like very common like updates though, like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, sometimes. Like there's gonna be a new update with new things to play. There's a lot of people who play the beta of this game, and also the main branch as well, that enjoy and can't wait for new things to come into the game so they can try it out. And it's like a big, very wonderful community that gives a lot of suggestions, and a lot of times things do end up in the game. Somebody's like, oh, I would like I don't know, I would like to raise pigs or cows or something, and then for a long time the game didn't have like cow husbandry, but then at some point it got implemented into the game. Would it be implemented even if nobody suggested it? Maybe not, who knows. But like it's a nice feeling. Like, anyway, let's continue here. Okay, so it's very late in the night, and you need to get your sleep. If you don't get your sleep, you get some penalties to your stats and stuff. Nothing super crazy, but yeah, it's kind of important to get your sleep. So we're gonna go and nap here. So we're gonna take a nap. You can wake up from the nap. We are light sleepers. For now, that's how it is. Okay, we researched the axe. Let's see, anything else we can research? Not much for now. Yeah. Okay. So the things will unlock as we gather more materials. As we learn more about the world, we will gain access to more things. For example, if you want to make a flint knife, you first need to find some flint. All right. So right now we're shivering. The temperature is going up. Here you can see this arrow going up, but it's still gonna warm up. So tonight we slept only for 4 hours. Let's see what kind of consequences that will have tomorrow. maybe some. Okay, let's see what the nature offers us. We're gonna go from left to right. So on the left you can see the river clearing card. That's the main card of the game. This is where you interact and decide what you want to do in this area. This is where there is a traveling compass. You can move north, west, south. The game is located on a rectangular grid, where like every time you move, you basically move one space, north, west, or south, or east. But we can't go east, there's a river there. And yeah, as you move, like you have to kind of keep like an idea at least in what direction you're going so you can get back home. It's kind of easy to get lost if you don't know what you're doing. But for example, if I go 2 steps west and 2 steps north, if I want to go back, I need to go 2 steps south and east. Doesn't matter in like which order. Later on you can also make a map out of a letter parchment, and it becomes a little bit easier. But yeah, like this is one of the things that makes it hard. It's very easy to get lost in the forest. Personally, I like it. I like it because like it's not hand-holdy. It's like definitely how you would feel when you're in the forest. You would orient yourself by the ordinal directions of the world. Then there's 2 more buttons down here, forage and clear. You can read a little bit about the location. Like conditions, this is mostly important for farming. In flora, we can see like what we can find if we forage. So for example, now it's summer. In summer we cannot find spring berries. Those are only growing in spring. But we can find some garlic, frost leaf, turnroot, healer moth, acorns, forest caps, apple wheat. So if you go in forest, we might find some food, basically. And we found some forest caps, we found some bugs. We can put these onto the fire, and they will cook. You can see like these indicators is what's happening. The fire slows down spoilage, increases the temperature of the food, and makes them cook. This nice little cooking chef hat here. I mean, you don't have to be aware of these things. Over time, you just learn how things work. So, like, we don't know how long does it take to cook. I don't know. You can wait for 15 minutes. So, if you click on the clock, you can wait for 15 minutes. For 1 hour, you can nap and sleep here as well. So, if you don't have a bed, the way to nap or sleep would be through the clock option. Okay. We can harvest some bark from the oak tree. I don't know. We can do that, I guess. We can harvest some reeds. There's also a nettle patch here which we can harvest. We can clear river clearing for wood and leaves, but we're just gonna wait a little bit. Let's say we don't know how long it takes to cook this. We don't want it to overcook, so I'm just gonna wait for 15 minutes, not do anything, and bam, the game produces a nice ding ding sound, and it says that something here happened. A little bit hard to read because there were 2 items. So here we can see roasted bugs and cooked forest caps, and they are burning. So if you leave them on fire for too long, they will burn. Bugs can serve as a fishing bait or as protein-rich food. Not very filling, but you know, right now we're super hungry, so we're gonna eat anything, I guess. And then we can eat the forest caps. Okay, when you eat, the character produces sounds. Right now, the sounds can be both male and female. I guess that needs to be polished up a little bit. So we did eat a little bit, but like we're still hungry. So here you can see like the foraging. So how many items there are in the area. They're down to 47%. So we can forage once more, and after that we can no longer forage here. We would have to like either wait for the food to grow back up, or we would have to go to a different area. Right, we found some more mushrooms, and then if you clear, this will give us wood and leaves. We got some wood, some twigs, some leaves. So basically you like move around, collect branches and twigs and stuff. And then here we can also see overgrowth went down when we cleared. So basically overgrowth is like how much twigs and woods and like pickupable stuff there's in the area, and then trees is how many big trees there are. You can cut them all down. You can take this down to 0. It's gonna take like a long time to do it, but you can. Then we got the river. In the river you can drink if you're thirsty. Right now we are thirsty, slightly thirsty. Indirectly shows how well hydrated you are, leads to stress, a lower well-being, and eventual dehydration. Excessive drinking increases the frequency of your need to urinate. So basically, like, if you don't want to be thirsty, you can drink up straight from the river. Now, river water has a little bit of microbes in it, but not enough to be dangerous. But let's say we drank from the river and we're like, I wonder, like, how bad was that? Well, you can go to stats, and you'll have to look a little bit. The information is there if you're interested. Most of the times you can just ignore it, but here we can see a little bit of that. Little bit of that. Little bit of that. Let's talk a little bit about that as well. Okay, that should be enough. So, there is this thing called gastrointestinal infection, a common disease of the intestinal tracts. Symptoms include diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. So when you eat like uncooked foods or raw water, this will go up. But your immune system will clear it up. So as long as you don't overdo it, it should go back to normal. Then of course we got this thing we already talked about. If you're cold, it's gonna go up. Then we got our stomach. This is how full our stomach is. Like the food that we eat goes to your stomach. And then from the stomach empties. It goes into your intestines. And then from your intestines, it feeds your weight. Basically, that's how it works. It's like a big complex system below the hood. But again, you don't have to worry about it. If you just eat a lot and often and foods which you believe are high caloric, then over time your weight should go up. Okay, we can swim to relax and unwind. We can wash ourselves if we're dirty. We can dig up some mud. or we can gaze at the water. So yeah, digging mud sounds like these are all like these are some fun activities. Gazing at the water is like really weird one. Like sure, we can waste 1 hour gazing at the water, and you can totally do it. Like if you just want to gaze at the water, you can do it. Will that help you build your first home? Probably not. Probably not. So we're gonna dig some mud. Can be mixed with reeds or straw to form bricks or refined into clay by crushing it into finer pieces. So out of mud you can make clay or you can apply it to your body. So do you want to put a whole bunch of mud pile on your body? You can if you want. Or you can make some clay and see what you can make out of that. And then clay, ideal for crafting pots and improving waterproofing in construction. And like every time this lights up, you should check what's up. And we can now research a clay bowl. Takes only 15 minutes to research. And we can also research a rain cistern and a saddle quern. Can we actually see what they are? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I wish you could see the description before actually make them, but that's fine. That's fine. Clay sounds very useful, right? Sounds like something we can cook food in. Sounds like something we can maybe eat from. Sounds like something we can collect water with. So sounds like a useful thing to have. Right, so there's clay. It also said that this can be mixed with reeds or straw to form bricks. Well, there's some reeds here. We can harvest them. Takes 30 minutes to do it. Can be harvested and used for roofing, bedding, clothing, or weaving baskets. Well, and making bricks. Or you can spend 15 minutes harvesting it with a knife. Well, if you have a sharp object, harvesting things goes faster. Who would have guessed? Okay, we got some reeds. Okay, the bowl is done. Let's research. Okay, nothing else here. We can research a broom. Okay, we can research. Oh, we can research reed skirts and reed tunics. That's because we collected some reeds. Yeah, let's make ourselves a nice fancy dress. Why wouldn't we? Bam. So reeds, used mostly for roofing and bedding, can be soaked and dried to increase their quality. So the quality of the reeds will determine, like, how good the clothing will be that's made out of. If you just let it dry, it's gonna have 50% quality, I believe. And then you can soak it. How do you soak it? I don't know. What can I combine this with? I can combine it with the clay to craft a bowl. You can combine it with the mud pile to make a mud brick. I can combine it with water. We can store it inside a campfire. That makes it go dry faster. We can put it in a bed to repair it. So right now it's 95% quality. Or we can put it in a river to soak it. And now it's soaking. Basically just standing here, it's gonna get wet over time, and you can take it out. And basically the wetter it is, the more high quality will be. This is just something you learn by playing and experimentation. It's not something you just like take a book and read about it. Like the game tells you can do this or that, and then you get curious and then you try it out and see what happens. So you will notice that these reeds, when they dry up, will have 50% quality. And then maybe you soak one of them, and at some point you can take it out, and then you notice that the one you soaked had more quality. And that's how you like kind of figure it out. You're like, if I soak my reeds, although it probably says, right? Yeah, should let them dry for a few days once they're soaked up enough to increase their quality. So basically, like, it kind of hints at what you need to do. Alright, so we can make a clay bowl. So we're gonna combine that. And now we have an unfired clay bowl. Needs to be fired in a campfire, oven, or kiln to become usable. So we're gonna be doing exactly that. So basically you put it in a campfire, and now you have to wait for it to cook, basically. Okay, so this here, so like I said, sometimes things show up on their own. Like every time you see something new here, you might want to click on it to see what's up. So vesicle pressure shows how full your bladder is. It stresses you and reduces your well-being. The rate at which your bladder fills up depends on your hydration level. So this game kind of deep. You can pee in this game. You have to pee in this game. If you don't pee, you pee yourself, and then you're all dirty and have to wash. So just click this button. Takes 3 minutes to pee. It's a little bit it's a very nice immersive thing, but it's it annoys some people. There's actually a perk you can take called Infinite Bladder, where you never have to pee. And yep, I would just suggest that. Take that instead if you don't like it, and that's it, basically. Right, we're still shivering. Keep an eye out on this one. Remember when we drank for the water? We got some parasites in us, or well, microbes or whatever. It's going down. That's because this thing is influenced by the normal immune system. The immune system gets rid of the bacteria and parasites infecting your body. So basically, this is your body's protection against the smallest of denizens of the world, the microbes and the likes. So it will fight against systemic infection, lower respiratory and upper respiratory infection, gastrointestinal infection, and parasitic gut infection. So basically, this is what kills the things inside you that you don't want to have inside you. So this can get weaker or stronger over time depending on how good you take care of yourself, and might become a little bit easier or harder to keep this in check as a result. So just something to keep in mind. All right. What else didn't we interact with yet? So there's an oak tree. You can climb it. Its wood is hard to work with and heavy, but of high quality, and its bark can be used to tan leather, used to make brown dye. Should produce acorns during autumn. You can mark it. You can put a nice X on it. So, like, for now, this is the only thing you can do. But it might be enough. Sometimes I mark trees at different crossroads and stuff, which makes it easier for me to get back home. For example, like you can travel west, and then on every tile from here all the way to the west you can mark a tree. That way you basically draw a line through the forest, and like every time you come to an area where there is a marked tree, you can just go east and gonna find your home. Stuff like that. Like you can be creative with these marks and make it easier. It's a little bit hard to see, but it says marked oak tree, so you can know it by name. Then you got a small oak tree. A small tree could cut it down to get a long stick. Well, we can't cut it down with a sharpened stone. And then we got the reed patch. We already harvested some reeds. And then we got a nettle patch. You can't harvest it with sharpened stone, so you can just harvest it by hand. Can be used to make twine and cloth, and for its edible leaves. Should handle it with caution due to its stinging hairs. Well, if you harvest this thing, boom, another stat. This time it's in the red area. If it's in the red area, you want to check it out. Lowers well-being and increases stress. Can be treated with cool water or soothing medicine. So basically we got some rash from, well, it's nettles. You know what nettles are? It's those stingy plants. Like if you touch them, it's so like scratchy, right? But it says how to get rid of it. We need some cool water. So what you do is you can go and wash yourself, and it's gonna make it go away. Hey. Isn't that just wonderful? Okay, and then we got some nettle stems. Can break them into fibers to make twine, or soak and dry them to increase their quality. Can also be ground to make green dye. You grind it by using a stone on it. Do we want green dye right now? No, our stomach is grumbling, so let's see what fibers are. Fibers can be combined with additional fiber to make twine, can increase its quality with a hackler or use it as a tinder. By the way, did we research the axe yet? We did. We can make an axe. So for an axe, you're gonna need some wood, you're gonna need a sharpened stone, and you need like a hammering tool to hammer in. So basically you're just taking a piece of sharp stone and you're hammering it into a piece of wood. And that's your first axe. And I would say, considering how like very, how should I say it, how like rustic that is, this axe works pretty well. Takes 2 hours to make it, and like it's a long time, 2 hours. So let me show you a nice little trick. So the campfire has been running for a while, and this button here, takes embers, became available. Okay, I'm just gonna give it more fuel, because that will reduce the fuel. So basically you can take hot embers out of the campfire, and then hot could light tinder with it. Okay, but you can also notice, so you can light tinder from dry leaves, you can light tinder from fibers, you can put it back into the fire, or you can put it on a piece of a wood to burn a hole in it. It takes only 15 minutes to do it. And now we have burning wood. So basically, like, there's some embers burning a hole through the burning wood, and I just like, this is just like one of the most wonderful things. And I hope over time there's like more and more things like this in the game. It's like so cool. Like you find something out, and then you feel so so wise about it, right? I mean, you can always just build an axe in 2 hours, or you can use fire to do the work for you. And I don't know, it's very hard not to be like, well, almost in love with the game, really. Okay, so we got some nettle leaves covered in fine stinging hairs, can be boiled to make them safe. Can also be ground to make green dye. And yeah, basically this is edible. You can eat it, but like eating raw nettles, probably not the wisest of choices in the world. So we're gonna wait for the bowl to fire up, and then we're gonna maybe cook some, yeah? In the meantime, we can combine two fibers together to make a twine. Used for construction and crafts, so yeah, this will be used for many different things. So it's kind of like a very staple material. You're gonna be making a lot of it in the game. We are still shivering, but we're having a little bit of a cough. Nothing super crazy. We're really hungry though. We need to figure out what we're gonna eat. So yeah, one of the options is definitely nettles. Like something we're gonna discover very early on is that nettles are super available if you're playing a standard start at the river clearing, and you can just like harvest a whole bunch of them and then cook them and then eat them. So we're gonna be doing exactly that. It's gonna sting a little bit for our hands, so we're gonna need to go and wash ourselves to remove the rash. There you go. Okay, the bowl's still being fired up. There you go. Beautiful. And the bowl is done. Can be used as a drinking cup, an eating bowl, or to prepare teas. Okay, first cool thing is, like, if you are worried... Okay, we still need to wash. We're gonna put this water on the fire. There we go. And then we're gonna go... If you check the water, you're gonna see it has some bacteria in it, alright? It's a nice fresh river water, so not a lot of bacteria, but definitely some bacteria in it. Used for drinking, cooking, and cleaning. Crucial for survival. Yeah, well... You need water to survive. Who would have guessed? We're gonna go and wash ourselves, and while we are washing, the water became safe. So it now has 0 bacteria. You can also put nettles in it to cook them. So you can just open it up. So this is basically a container. It has inventory slots. You can right-click things into it. There. And then when you have food in it, you can choose to eat all the food. You can drink the liquid from it. You can use the liquid to wash yourself, or you can empty the liquid, or you can take out all the items. So now we finally see what the button's for. But we're gonna put these items in here with the right click button, and then we're gonna put it on a campfire to boil them. Alright, while that's happening, I'm gonna warm myself up. A little bit cold right now. We were wet, so that's why. If you're wet and the temperature's kinda cold, yeah. So now we got blanched nettles. Nutritious and safe to eat, can be also ground to make green dye, slightly herbal, slightly grassy. So this game has like a flavor system. Like every single food item in the game has a flavor. This one is grassy and herbal. And then different combinations of foods like can be more or less tasty. For example, one of the really nice combinations is actually forest caps, roasted forest caps and nettles. So yeah, let's show that. While we're waiting for that, the wood handle is done, so we can put a piece of sharp stone in it. It takes only 15 minutes to do it. Huzzah! And now we have a stone axe, and now we can use it to like cut down small trees, to cut down twigs and wood from the location. And yeah, you cannot cut down big trees with a stone axe, it's just not good enough. Right, so now we got some cooked forest caps, and we will take 1 blanched nettles and 1 cooked forest caps, and we're gonna eat them together. So if you click here on the info, actually we cannot see it right now, there's water inside, so it's kind of yeah, let's take out the water so I can show you. So here we can see all the tastes inside. It's moderately earthy, slightly savory, slightly grassy, and slightly herbal. You can also like just look at the things individually. But like, I don't know, if I put more blanched nettles, it's gonna be moderately glassy and moderately herbal. So like the ratios do matter. Like the more of the thing you put in, these tastes change. And then depending on the combination of the tastes, the game has like this very complex formula where it decides like how well the food tastes. So, for example, if you just eat something like a blanched nettle, you might get a message, tastes bland. It's just some grass, like, what are we, a rabbit? Doesn't taste really good. We are not very happy about that. There's a gratification stat here. How happy and entertained you feel, lower stress and increases well-being. Eat good food, have fun, and keep a high level of focus to increase it. So basically, yeah, how happy we are. And so this is like a short term, like how do we feel kind of thing. And then the well-being is like a long term, like how well did we take care of ourselves kind of thing. And like having bad gratification, comfort or sanctuary, like no home, no clothes, and like we're just not happy at all, will grind down your well-being. And then that's gonna grind down your morale. You might get depressed. It takes a while to happen, but if you neglect yourself, that is what will happen over time, right? However, so right now we have 47% gratification. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna eat one cooked forest cap with a side of blanched nettles. Last time it was like tastes bland. This time tastes great. We get all the colors of rainbow. Okay, and the gratification, we actually don't see it anymore because it's good. We're gonna go here and find it. Gratification, just to show it. Where would it even be? I don't know. Spiritual? No. Mental. Morale. There we go. Pin it. Right, 75%. So yeah, eating tasty food will make you happy. Who would have guessed? So yeah, now we're a little bit happier, and now no longer gratification produces negative penalties to well-being. And that's pretty cool. Alright, so that's that. Okay, let's see how we're doing with time. Okay, I want this video to be much longer than 1 hour, so I'll probably make a cut here. So I hope this gives you a good idea what this game is all about. I decided to make this video because recently the game, the channel has been getting like a lot of views because everyone's watching Probably Stolen. And I was thinking maybe, just maybe, some of you guys might want to check this game out. It is definitely has like a boundary to entry. Like it's not a simple game. You will need to like experiment a little bit, try to figure it out. Maybe if you play the Huntsman, it's gonna be much easier. But if you go like freestyle and try to figure it out on your own, like I don't know, you're gonna run into a dangerous wild animal, get wounded and bleed out. Maybe it's possible. Depends if you don't run fast enough. There's a lot here. Sometimes, occasionally, I make a video like this. I made it like when the game got released in early access. I made a video like this for the previous game, which was the predecessor, Carswell Tropical Island. And yeah, usually people like to see me talk about it like this. So this will probably not turn into the series. This was just like a showcase, like an example, like what can be done in this game. Like, and I really tried my best to like try to explain the interface, try to explain what's going on. There's still some things I didn't really cover yet. For example, like you can mark an item with one of the 10 colors, and then you have a lot of items and you want to go to it real fast, you can just click the color. There's some filters. Let's say you want to start a fire, but you can't find the leaves or the fire starter. You can click the camp filter. So you click filters, you click camp. That will remove most of the other things and just leave the things that are related with campfire, fuel and stuff like that. So ash, dry leaves. So now you can like make something there. We can put some fire on and you can remove the filter. You're hungry, you want to find some food, you can click this filter. Personally, I'm really good at organizing. So myself, I'm not using the filters a lot, because like usually I'm gonna organize things in such a way that it's gonna be really easy for me to find what I'm looking for. But a lot of people actually do enjoy the filters and use them a lot. If you get used to them, it can be pretty good. Right, what else to say? Like, I don't know, maybe we can travel a bit. We can go west. We get to the new area. The Green Tangle. Look, it's very tangly, and it's actually a ticket. That means it has more forage. If you go forage, you will see it's gonna go down much less. But it's also harder to find food, apparently, especially in summer. There's different types of forest. There's an oak forest. There's also a pine forest. In the pine forest, you might find some berries. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Way too much to cover in one video. So hopefully it's a good first impression. I'll be very happy to answer any questions you have in the comments below the video. Like, what I can tell you for sure is, like, if you like simulation survival games and like tactical games, turn-based games, like pausable games where the time stops until you make a decision, like, play this game. You get so addicted to it. You get hundreds of hours in it. It's like it never stops. It's so big. Like, you can play for like 50, 100 hours. There's still gonna be things that you will never have saw before. Like, there's a special tree in the forest where you can commune with the earth spirit. There's a special tree in the forest where you can commune with the wind spirit. There's like a special cave in the forest where the wolf pack lives, and if you're lucky enough, you will never meet them because they hunt deer. But if you hunt out all the deer, they will be hungry and they're gonna come for you. There's a bear roaming the forest, best to be avoided. There's a couple of boars roaming the forest. They're kind of tough, but if you can manage to kill them, there's a lot of meat in there. You can trap them using some of your traps. For example, like the big traps you can make can catch boars. Odds of trapping are relatively low for balancing reasons, so be patient, but it can be done. Also, animals, they move through the forest. Like, they exist. So, like, in order to trap them, they actually have to pass through the tile where the trap is. Like, I don't know. Right now, like, a million things rushing into my head. There's so much more I want to talk about. Maybe I'll make another follow-up video. We'll see, depending on how well this video goes, right? Hopefully I made a really good clickbait. No, I'm sorry. Hopefully I made a really good motivation in the name of the video, so you watch it. Somebody told me, a very wise person told me, that if the game's good, and if I enjoy it a lot, and if I have, like... I probably have on YouTube here alone, like... I don't know if I have 1,000 hours yet, but like, I would say 500 at least of me playing like different characters. And there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more because I never get tired of it. But I'm trying to do some other games to attract variety of people so we can all enjoy together some different games. But if I would have like stable people who would just watch me play this game, then oh my god, like, we will just do it. Here's the thing though, this game's so fun to play, most people don't watch it, they just play it. That's the curse. That's what it is. Right. I'm gonna have a link to the game on the Steam, so you can go and check it out yourself. Check out the reviews, read them. The game's still in early access. There's a lot of things that need to be polished, so people have like concerns. Some of them left some negative reviews. Go and read them. That's very useful. Like, when I check out if the game's any good, like, first I read the negative reviews just to see what the people complain about, and then I can make a good decision. Like, is this something that's gonna bother me? For example, somebody says, like, I don't know, the game's buggy, it crashes all the time. Well, I'm not gonna play it, right? I don't think this game has such reviews. But then there's people like, oh, the first game was much better, the Tropical Island one. I disagree. Some people really love the island, and like, they wanted this game to be more of the same, but what's the point? You already have more of the same. So this game's different. I think it's way more complex, a little bit harder, richer. Art's different, art's way busier. So it just depends. So if you're one of those, well, go play Tropical Island. Amazing game. I have like thousands of hours in it. A lot of playlists on the channel as well. Also gonna have a link to the game's Discord. A lot of people are there talking, discussing their game. You can like come there and just ask, hey, I'm thinking about buying this game. Is it good? Why would you recommend it? And then they're gonna tell you, like, they'll be like, tell you why it's good, why it's bad. I don't know what they're gonna say. Basically, you can get a second opinion, because obviously I'm biased. I love this game so much. I'm gonna say a lot of good things about it. So yeah. Right. Okay, so that's gonna be it for the video. Like, if you're interested in anything else, you can ask me. I'm gonna be happy to answer in the comments. I love answering comments. Otherwise, well, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I wish I could cover more, but time is a cruel mistress. And I wish you all to have a wonderful day. Do something nice. Be kind to each other. And let's make the world a better place together. That's how I end all my videos, by the way. And yeah, I learned it by heart. I really think, if like every person tries reasonably well, like you don't have to like break your neck to do it, to do like just a bit more good every day than bad, then the world will be a wonderful place, and we need more people like that. And I think everyone should start from themselves, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I try to spread happiness here on this channel by playing cool games, by playing nice games, to keep it nice and positive. Maybe you have noticed some people said some not so nice things to me in some of my probably stolen videos, and I answered up positively, because like you don't know what's happening in somebody's life, and maybe they have a hard day, they want to watch a video, and then they watch me like miss same thing 3 times over and get frustrated. It happens, just happens, don't worry about it. And yeah, let's just keep it positive. So little bit of life philosophy there as well. Right, if you want to see more of this game on the channel, should not be too hard to find my 2 playlists. One is of the Huntsman, like the quote-unquote tutorial character, and then the other one is the Elf Couple, where I'm experimenting with the new partner feature, where basically you're playing as a duo. You have an NPC that's helping you up a little bit. They're a little bit limited still, but like features are being added like all the time. And yeah, you might want to check out one of those too if you want to get a little bit more in-depth view of how the game works and how it is played. And I guess that's it. That's it. If you want to watch me play Halia, the tiny trapper in a big forest, let me know in the comments. If enough people ask for it, I'll do it. There we go. There we go. And yeah, have a lovely day, everyone. If you decide to play the game, have a lot of fun, enjoy it. And if you get stuck with anything, absolutely anything, just drop a comment under any of my videos and I'll help you out. Like, promise. And the channel is small, I don't get many comments, I can do it, so it's not an empty one. Anyway, see you next one. Nimir signing out. Bye bye.